Hello, Raptors, and welcome back to the letter. We're back again in this horror nightmare that awaits us to take us to our grave and give my heart. My heart can't take this anymore. But I'm a brave lad. I'm a brave raptor. I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and I'm gonna finish this game no matter what the cost. Right, let's get into it. The letter. Okay, we're back. That's Zachary taking pictures, guys. For anyone who doesn't know, my whole playlist of this is as well. There are basically 5 episodes of the letter I've already played, so you guys might want to go check it out before. If you want to catch up with the whole story, then that's the best place to do it. Also, don't forget to leave a like. Going through many rooms has been quite an exercise for both of us. Despite that, he has been so nice, and find myself putting on my best smile. But as we were taking pictures in that forest, something came to us. Oh, just a moment. And I have not been paying attention. I would have noticed. It's merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. Isabel told you not to take pictures in a haunted mansion because you might catch something in the pictures. I think that's exactly what's happening, and I don't like it. Exactly. His finger doesn't move to release the shutter. Yet he also doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. I told you. His hands shake and there's light sheen of sweat on his forehead. Zachary is spooked.
Zachary
is spooked. Yeah, you don't feel those cold hands on your neck. I mean, lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind before shaking his head. Oh boy! Turning around though, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh no! There's nothing wrong. I just remembered something. That's all. Let's get back to the pictures.
I struggled to respond this time. There's a sudden weight on my back and an indescribable tightness around my throat. Yep, that's what you gotta feel before you had asked me the question of what's bothering me. Need to breathe when I speak. Everything stops, and everything starts again as I manage to choke out. I don't want to know what just happened.
If you're sure.
It was It was just possibly just a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same place as before, although there is an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened. You should. Probably should. Okay.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah,
I would like to have
mostly.
a freelance photography job. Someone hire me, please, if someone's watching this, who someone has of hiring a freelance photographer per Raptor. Business link in the bio. Business email link in the bio. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Alright.
It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, all the time.
The thing is, I love doing YouTube, but my hobbies include both photography and YouTube. So if I had a freelance job, I definitely do that, and I do YouTube as well. So 2 of the things I love the most. Hey.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I'm a bit out of line sticking my nose into other people's businesses, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump, and then the easygoing air he has fades away. Hold on. Okay. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Oh, he's talking about his movie.
Well, it wasn't really a big thing.
Blue Fonzie.
People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors.
Big.
I suppose they would have liked Blue
What
Billy
is that?
a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, Do you want to tell me what Blue
He
Foncé
hesitates,
is all about?
but when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Blue Foncé. Honors la folle sobre des Norris Britannicus. I'm pretty sure I read that as a Harry Potter spell. Dark blue, the darkest hours of the black British. He speaks with passion of one of who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he's an amazing speaker, if only I wasn't so engrossed listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in workplaces. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general still being treated like second-class citizens. All because of the color of their skin. Yeah, that's racism, that's bad. It is all just positively riveting and sad. It comes to a point where he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Not so carried away.
Yeah, Zachary.
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all.
Really?
You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Okay, that's getting a little bit personal and flirtish.
Uh-huh. Thanks.
Okay, she really wants to give him cupcakes. That's what I meant to say. I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and he lived a charmed life, and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through paled in comparison to what other experiences on a daily basis. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke, and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser? Oh.
What was your home like? These things you talk about, it sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Oh.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around.
Oh, yeah.
With a pencil and
stop
notebook
bullying,
would go
guys.
missing, you know?
Regardless of what kind of race, gender you are, stop bullying. It's really bad. And if you're a victim of bullying, guys, go and tell your nearest faculty or the person you're most comfortable to. Talk to someone before it gets any worse. Oh, that I knew. Children can be cruel at times. Of course, it may be a little slightly different story when you have personal cards, and the stolen item is not pencil but an expensive heirloom. Exactly.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
That's what she said.
It's nice, I suppose.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What?
Oh, come on, you have to talk about it. Zachary spoke about his passions after all. I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like a fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting to me hand out food. All the material possession anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents, just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were headed to next. I saw them more often on the telly or in the other papers than I ever did in person. Television.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really.
Big house, big mansions, but nobody to fill the empty space in the void. Unlike this place, who has a frickin' ghost that fills everyone's void by giving caressing touches, caressing massages on your necks. Okay.
It makes you think
A
how
pensive
alone you are.
road overcomes this, and there's a moment when neither of us sure of how to go on from there. They have gone a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, as if like we've been friends for.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved
He certainly
here.
makes it easy to
You'll
live
make
in.
home out of it yet.
My childhood house is like a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant. And just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur
Monsieur
de
de
Photograph,
Photograph.
you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion.
The interview.
What's
You mean
next
the
on the
movie
agenda?
interview?
The interview?
Interior.
Boring.
The interview with
It's
Vampire.
an interior design and
starring
housing magazine.
Zachary and Heather. Sure.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Boring.
I think she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Watched an interesting documentary the other day. Blue Falls, Darkest Hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch
Hey.
it. Those are the things that people should know about.
Hey.
What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit
Hey,
in
now
my
that I think
kitchen?
about it, Hannah, it's not that bad. I'm beginning to like Hannah. Hannah is pretty good.
People, right?
Oui. People are shite. What do you think? Do I look good
what
with this
angle?
angle?
I strike a pose when he's been busy looking taken back from home, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly and after snapping a few shots, he grins. Vous êtes belle.
Vous êtes belle.
You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Unless
but
you're into gents.
not assume that first.
Either way,
I
French
just spoken
is,
French.
after all, the language
The
of
language
romance.
of romance. Ooh.
No, I don't know about quoting fancy poetry.
Oh, did they?
But I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy
I had
French
bouillabaisse.
cuisine.
It's pretty
Can
decent.
you cook your best?
It's seafood, right? I think it's seafood. I think I had it a year back. It's seafood mixed with, so it's like a soup kind of thing with fish and squid pieces in it. I think so. It's something like that, but it was pretty decent. Hey,
I could
I've
cook
been
just
too long
about
since I've
anything
had
as
a
long
nice
as I know the
proper chat with a
recipe.
good friend.
Say
No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. He's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable. Yeah. The photo shoot went by a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit close without realizing. He'll give me the strange look until I back up, and he'll go back to asking questions whether I agreed to do this little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't odd. That's how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why, anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he is a big boy. He should be able to handle me. But you have a husband, Hannah. Think about that. Think about your life. Come on. All it is, it's a friendly touch here, a pretty much smile and a gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Zachary grew more red every time he noticed. And I'm being mean, as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? I have other rights to say about that. There might be something teensy-weensy wrong with something with that. You're married! You're married, Hannah. What would... I forgot his name, think. Zachary and I just having playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it. By your butt.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted.
Stop. I want to see how this goes on. Continue teasing. This is how I am. who I am, and I'm not going to tone myself down for anyone else. I have no obligation to do so. At any rate, he's rather cute, and it is a bit fun seeing him squirm. What's the worst that can happen? There are so many things that can happen. I doubt it'll be anything bad considering how much of a gentleman he is.
Oh, stop doing what, Zach, sweetie?
Touching my arm and looking at me like...
I paused, giving him a baffled look. Certainly the first time a man has ever complained about me being too friendly.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Come on now, don't be like that.
Oh,
it's just a bit of fun.
A bit of harmless fun.
I'm sorry. It's just really uncomfortable and I don't think either of us want
Mr. Right, that's
to
his
see
name.
us and think
No, that's not his name. That's his last name.
business.
I forgot his first name.
I'm sorry. Look, can we just... We're finished with the interview already, aren't we? Maybe it's about time I go.
Oh, you must be joking.
No,
I'm the odd one.
I'm not.
You're
Have you
certainly
looked
the
yourself
odd
in the
one.
mirror? I think you did. And then you saw her. So don't do that.
Don't be such a killjoy. A little bit of flirting never
She would
hurts
admit she's
anyone.
flirting. Hannah.
Other men would simply be delighted by my interest in them. Besides, you really are such a cutie.
Well, I'm not them, Hannah.
You don't have to
So,
make this so personal than it has to be. I just came here to
I
click
don't
photographs and I saw that
understand
big
you.
hole in your neck, and that's probably why I'm frustrated. So no.
Let me put it this way. You're a pretty lady, so this must have happened to you at least once or twice. How would you feel if someone was making you uncomfortable? Only for them to refuse when you ask them to stop and they make you out to be the one that's wrong?
This isn't the same as that.
Alright guys, this is all the time I have for this episode. When we come back, we're gonna see what else transpires between this frisky relationship between Hannah and Zachary over here, because Hannah is being quite the sport. And I'm like pretty getting attached to the characters right now. The game is getting really good. You're getting really good, so I'm really excited to see what happens. So that being said, guys, thank you all for the love and support. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Peace.